Okay, so welcome back again, and this time we have this special and simple circuit on the screen that contains MOSFET, specifically NMOS that we are doing, and then there is this drain pin, there is this gate pin, and here is the source pin. As you can see, the drain pin is connected to the ground, and to the gate pin we have this node. Actually, we don't have any external input yet. From the gate pin to the source pin we have a capacitor C1, and from the source pin to the ground we have another capacitance, that is CL. And on this dotted line to the left side of it, we are asked to look into the circuit, and after looking into the circuit, we are asked to calculate or determine Z in, which is a function of frequency, that is J omega. So Z in or Z in as a function of frequency is to be determined. So basically, this kind of circuit is quite popular in analog circuit design, or even the integrated or discrete, and you got to know how to analyze such circuits. So to analyze that circuit, we would need to draw the AC signal model of this circuit, and we would then, to compute the Z in, we need to know few parameters. So we assume that it is a long channel MOSFET. It means the channel length modulation effect is negligible. Also, the body effect of this transistor is assumed to be negligible. Body effect is the effect where you have the fourth pin, that is the body of the transistor, also called as substrate. In the case of NMOS, it is tied to the lowest potential into the circuit. If it is not tied to the lowest potential of the circuit, body effect gets pronounced, which alters the threshold voltage of the MOSFET, and then it changes the overall characteristics of the MOSFET, and hence the operation of the circuit in which the MOSFET is used. So what we do to start with, we can do to start the analysis. What we do is we draw the circuit. So obviously there is a current flow from drain to source, that is the ID. So we'll draw the dependent current source of this MOSFET. This is a field effect transistor, remember. So we'll write here this GM times VGS. That's the value of the drain current that flows from pin drain. So here it is your pin drain, and this pin drain is connected to the ground. So let us indicate that here. So we are drawing the small signal AC equivalent circuit. Okay, equivalent circuit or model. Okay, and here is your source pin. That is what, from source pin there is this capacitance CL. So let us draw it. That's your capacitance. Then here is your ground. So that's your CL. Now here is your gate pin. Let's say this is your gate pin, and from gate to source, across the gate to source, you have VGS, and that's why we are saying this VGS affects your final current, that is ID, because ID is a function of GM times VGS, and GM is the small signal transconductance, small signal transconductance of the MOSFET. Okay, so we are good here so far. Let me just like that. VGS is here. Okay, good. And then what you do here, you have gate and source, but then there is from gate pin to the source pin, you have another capacitor, that is C1. So let's draw that capacitors here. that is your C1 capacitance. And now we are looking into the circuit like this, and we have to determine Z in of j omega. So that is impedance, input impedance of the circuit. So what you do here, you apply essentially external test voltage. So you say that, okay, I'm going to apply the test voltage here with respect to ground, and because of that test voltage, the test current IT will flow into the circuit, okay? And then this current is flowing into the input side or input part of the circuit like this, completing the loop. And this is how this current is likely to flow. So if we want to understand the Z in of j omega, which is basically, it's an impedance, so it's the voltage divided by the current, and that voltage is V of t, and your current will be I of t. And since it is a function of frequency, it would be obviously the function of input voltage divided by function of the input current. So if we know V of t and I of t, we would be able to do that. So how do we find that? Okay, so what you do here is basically an input loop where you actually can apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law, KVL, into the circuit to compute or calculate the value of your Z of t. So let us do that step by step. So I will write V of t is equal to, that is this voltage right over here, is equal to obviously there is the current flowing through this capacitor, so the voltage drop across this capacitor is VGS, or the current multiplied by the reactance or impedance offered by this capacitance. So I would say I of t multiplied by 1 over j omega C1, that is the current multiplied by the impedance, is the, or this value is also VGS. Okay, so V of t, rather I would say minus V of t minus this drop minus. Now I want to get the drop across this capacitance CL. So that would obviously again the I of CL, that is the I, multiplied by the reactance of this capacitance of CL, or impedance of this capacitance CL. So here I is basically the current that is coming from this end, and the current coming from this side. And here at the junction, we are basically can see the KCL, that is Kirchhoff's current law. So I is basically I of t, I of t. All right. Well, here I have taken IT. So let's not get confused with I of t and IT. So rather I would say it is simply IT. Okay. And here is also, I would say this current is IT. So that's just to avoid the confusion. I of t multiplied by the impedance. Here also I equal to I of t and I of d. That is this current, that is GM times VGS. So we'll write V of t minus, here also we have to just do that, V of t minus this drop minus I multiplied by 1 over j omega CL, and finally is equal to 0, right? So you can see that I have completed this KVL here. Now to expand this, I would say V of t, that is VT. Here also we have to correct what we are using. So it is VT is equal to IT multiplied by 1 over j omega C1 minus, now I is actually IT, uh, we'll see plus ID into 1 over j omega CL. Okay, that's the current I have. Expanding it further will be written as IT divided by j omega C1 minus IT divided by j omega CL minus ID divided by j omega CL is equal to VT, right? So that's how we are expanding the terms here. Now the IT can be taken common here, so it would be IT in bracket 1 over j omega C1 minus 1 over j omega CL minus now you see that ID is basically GM times VGS. So we can write here GM times VGS divided by j omega CL is equal to VT. So we are focusing on this equation now. This is the equation. We want to get the value of z in j omega. So we write those equations in this form. So remember here VGS is what is VGS? So VGS is basically the voltage drop across the capacitor C1. So it is actually I of t multiplied by 1 over j omega C1. Okay, so current multiplied by the impedance of the capacitor. So why not put the value of VGS in this equation? With that, we'll again write V of t is equal to IT in bracket 1 over j omega C1 minus 1 over j omega CL and minus GM times IT into 1 over j omega C1 divided by j omega CL. Okay, so this is how it is going. So further solving it, we take the IT from this term and this term out. So I of t and this term is like 1 over j omega C1 minus 1 over j omega CL minus GM over j square. Is that j square? Yeah, j square divided by omega square C1 into CL. That is the case. So did we do any mistake here? Okay, there is this mistake. If we look at this equation, so next step would be VT will be equal to, we take this term to the right side of the equation and this term also to the right side of the equation. So I of t 1 over j omega C1 and plus this term is going to be plus IT and this one. And then we see that IT over j omega C1 plus these terms here, and then here also you have plus, and here also you have plus. So then here you got the plus, and here also you got the plus, right? And then here you got the plus, and here you got the plus. So finally we have arrived at this equation. Here you have VT, and then finally, we can write VT divided by IT, which is your Z in, or simply ZT, whatever the name you want, which is a function of frequency because there are reactances involved and of these capacitors. So it would be equal to 1 over j omega C1 plus 1 over j omega CL minus j square is minus. So GM divided by omega square C1 into CL. Okay, so that's your final answer. So this is how you can analyze the circuit to compute or calculate the input impedance and the output impedance of the circuit, etc. Now an exercise for you. For the same circuit, you look into the circuit from the output side and you calculate Z out of J omega. So just think about how you look into the circuit. So it's basically this small signal model, and you have to apply the test input to the output side. Let's call it VT, and then have the current IT, and then you will have like Z out to be calculated. So it looks like it's pretty simple. right? But you don't have then input side with the test voltage here, right? You just apply the test voltage here. Let's say here you have VT, and IT flows into the circuit. There is IT coming here. Now IT is your ID actually, and then there is this no current right here. So obviously you see that you can see that the only current that you have is GM times VGS, which is your ID, that flows through the capacitance. So 1 over J omega CL is the, so this is your current multiplied by the impedance will be your voltage, right? That's your voltage VT simply. And obviously your output impedance then VT divided by IT. Now remember, this is IT, right? Because that's your drain current, which is equal to test current. That is your 1 over J omega CL. That is your Z out. So pretty simple. You can calculate, and you have calculated the input impedance and the output impedance for the given network. So it's a little bit complex, but if you want to be a seasoned electronic design engineer, especially the analog, you need to know and got to apply these fundamentals to your test circuit to understand. If I have committed any mistake here, you do comment in the comment section box. If you like the videos, however, click the like button, subscribe, share it with others for wider reach. Stay tuned for more engaging contents. Till then, wish you very happy learning, and we will cover more and more. Stay tuned.